Hey YouTube, my name is Camille and welcome back to my palace. This is another episode of International Student Diaries, Season 1, Episode 7. In this episode, this is a part 2 to the last episode, Episode 6, where I'm telling you a story about advocating for myself. This is the aftermath of what happened after that. So if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out. But before we get started on this video, it is important that I do a disclaimer. This video is not intended to talk negatively or bash any individual or institution. This video is strictly to share my experience, how I felt, vent to y'all in these diaries, for the hopes that anybody that's going through a similar situation like mine can learn from it. There's going to be takeaway points. We will do a reflection about everything at the end. So just to reiterate, this is not to make anybody or anything look bad. This is not to bash or talk about anybody, okay? With that being said, on to the video. And after that, like the situation with the translator and the professor, that professor I haven't seen since. Hopefully I don't have to see. But the translator I still do have to see. The next day he didn't say a word to me. Normally he'll at least say hello or ciao or something. He didn't say anything like I care. One thing I will say, like, this place won't break me. They could never. So the day after that, he had to speak because it was a one-on-one with another teacher and he had to translate. And it was a shoe that I was making and I started trying to do the stuff on my own, but he was like, wait, I want to show you how to do something first. So I'm like, okay, I've been waiting. Like I said, this is the waiting stuff I'm talking about. Class is over and he's going to lunch. And he's like, oh, I will show you later. But it's like 3 hours of class time that I could have had this done, but I'm still waiting for you to show me. So it was like the smartness that in my mind is steady going on, okay? Eventually, after lunch, we waited for the next class, but the shoe teacher was still around. And I was like, hey, you know, I want to get started on this. And he told me I had to wait to show me something. Is this something you can help me with, you know, being as though you're the professor? And she was like, I'm confused. Like, what do you mean? Like, wait for what? And I was like, I'm not so sure. So she go talk to him. And she was like, it's just a regular stitch. And I'm like, okay, so basically you wasted my time. That's what it's given. But whatever. So then I'm there working on the shoes and whatnot. And it's me and another student. He's from Europe, but not from Italy. We're standing at like this table working on our shoes, and then it's another girl that is Italian off to the side, her and the translator, and they're talking in Italian. We don't know what they're saying because we don't speak Italian. And then eventually, like, they're chuckling, however you say it, laughing, whatever. He's like, do y'all know what she just said? And I'm like, no. Mind you, I guess he had his AirPod in or something because he clearly wasn't paying any type of attention. The guy next to me that's from Europe but not Italy. So I'm like, no. And he was like, she said, why do y'all dress like shit? So casual. It just looks like shit. Why do y'all dress like shit? So casual. It just looks like shit. And I'm like, who? As in to say, like, who is she talking about? He gonna say her. I'm not gonna say the girl name on here. We'll call it. He gonna say. And I'm thinking, yeah, I know you saying she said it, but who she talking about? Because in my mind, sis ain't talking about me. Like, especially when every time I look up, the girl be staring at me like, you're a fan at that point. You admire me. I think you're mad because the way I can pull out casual culture. And I get casualness, and she should have learned this in history of fashion. Casual culture started in America. Casual Friday started in America. Like, so it's an American thing to be more casual, I guess you can say, in a way, versus over here. I ain't gonna lie, people over here be casual, but more of them, it's more about the blazers and the trousers or whatever. So, and they like to wear the long wool coats and, you know, whatever. So I think she was a fan because the way I pulled off casual culture is different, because the next day this showed up with a blazer on, a white t-shirt underneath, and Adidas track pants and Simona shoes. So I'm thinking to myself, but she was talking about my outfit. Let me tell y'all what I had on that day too, because it was pouring raining. And yeah, I was definitely casual. I don't care. Like, I'm American. So I had on these leggings. They were Fabletics, but they were like wide leg. And I had on a Tupac sweatshirt. Mine was pouring raining out, like, and it was a Thursday. The next day on Friday, that's what she showed up in. And then Friday when I'm leaving out, she's like standing in the doorway and she looks at me and she's like, "Ciao, Camille." And me, I don't even look her direction. I go straight out the door and I'm like, "Ciao." Like, I don't know what it is. Like, do you want a reaction? I don't know. Like, you're a fan at this point. Just ask me for an autograph. Like, it's not that hard. But some of the stuff I tell you is insane. I also learned that they don't know how to give compliments. Because, like, today, this is the first time I had, like, tried to curl my hair. We need black hair stores over here, OMG. But to me, it's a little frizzy. But to them, like, they was, like, just looking. Like, this one girl came and, like, peeped over the corner. And she was like, "Wow, your hair is nice." And I was like, "Thank you." And, like, another guy in the class, he was like something, I guess he said curls in Italian. I don't really know. And I was like, "Are you saying curls?" And he was like, "Yeah, I haven't seen your hair like this." And I'm thinking to myself, like, are you going to say that you like it or what? Like, what type of conversation is this, you know? And another student and a professor today, another professor that I had today, he was calling me Diana Ross. And, like, I'm just like, okay, like, y'all are weird in here, like, really weird. The coordinator of it all, he came to me and he was like, "The first time seeing your," and I was like, "My hair?" And he was just looking and I'm just like, this is kind of weird, especially because last week my hair was out. Like, yeah, I took my locks out last week, the end of last week or something like that. So my hair was out, but it was more in like a ponytail or a bun or half up and half down. And it wasn't curly, it was straight. But the humidity here was kind of crazy, so it was a little frizzy. But I'm thinking, like, you kind of saw it last week. Like, the only difference this week is that it has the curls. But okay. But anyway, we're going to end this here. I have my marketing exam tomorrow. So I'm going to come back tomorrow, at least I hope so, to tell y'all how that went. I'm going to have to tell y'all about my marketing experience from start to finish as well, because I don't think I explained that at all. But yeah, marketing was a time too. But we'll wrap that up tomorrow when I see what grade I get in this class, okay? Let's cross our fingers for an A. And it's a group project, okay? That was stressful too, but let's hope this group project paid off. All the stress paid off in the end, I hope so. Let's see if I can get an A. One teacher, please. Okay, guys, it's important to reflect on the situation and everything that has happened. First, I want to say, looking back, it's important that composure is power. Like, when it happened, I didn't, like, retaliate and lash out, call anybody names, or do anything. It's not required. Sometimes if you don't keep composure, and if I would have lashed out, like, the situation could have escalated, I could have got in trouble. Like, we don't want that. Sometimes keeping composure is protecting our peace and, like, not entertaining stuff that doesn't need to be entertained. I will say in the video I did give her a name, and if y'all saw, I bleeped it out. In the moment I was heated when I recorded this video originally, as stuff happened. Emotions was definitely still high, and so yeah, I gave her a little name, just a little jab. But looking back on it, I shouldn't have did that. So that's why I bleeped it out. We're growing, we're learning, we're maturing here, y'all. But I just want to say composure is power. Like, sometimes everything doesn't need a reaction. Sometimes we don't need to give people the response that they're looking for. Protecting our peace is what is most important. Another thing I would say is don't internalize the comment. Like, when people talk about, like, your look, your style, your figure, like, fashion is subjective. Style is a creative expression. What one person dislikes, another person will like. What one person likes, another person will dislike. Like, don't pay no mind. I also find that when people stare at you a lot or have something to say in that sense, like, most of the time it's because they admire you. Like, you got something on that they like or something of that nature. Sometimes they don't always speak on it, be like, "Hey, you know, girl, I really like your outfit," or "I really like your hair." But they're admiring from a distance, and 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. And that's why in the video you hear me call her a fan. Not even to be negative or anything like that, but sometimes people don't know how to properly give, like a compliment or whatever the case may be. For this is not speaking on her. I don't really know what her intention was, but when they see something that's unique or different, it's easier to make a joke out of it, I guess you can say, versus, you know, just being like, wow, I don't think I would put that on, but it's cute, girl, like, you know, or whatever the case may be. I just want to say, to me, I feel like a lot of people be fans. They don't really be hating. They just don't know how to, like, love properly in a way. So don't internalize the comment is what I'm trying to say here. Like, sometimes just go with the flow. If you like it, that's all that matters. If that makes you happy, that's all that matters. Protect your peace. Another thing that this story kind of made me think about, or this situation made me think about, is leadership. Leadership, when you're in a leadership role, you have more of an authority, and having that, I feel like it's always important to make the people you're around, the team that you're leading, whatever the case may be, everybody should feel comfortable. Everybody should be in a safe space. So it just made me think, if I'm ever in a leadership role, like, it is important to make sure that everybody is safe to the best of my ability, in a safe space where everybody feels comfortable, everybody's coming to get the job done, because at the end of the day, we all as a team to complete some type of goal or task, you know. So yeah, escalating the situation, bitterness, like all that is not necessary. We're protecting our peace out here. But yes, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications so y'all know every time that I upload. And until next time, bye guys.